When we think about productivity augmentation is foundational. So we're not just making people faster with Gen AI, we're truly changing how they engage with their work. Gen AI removes that digital friction. It's also automating context switching, and it serves as a co-pilot, particularly when we think about cognitively repetitive tasks and the way that humans handle those tasks. So the result is not only operational speed at scale, but it's also about greater satisfaction and employee retention. When we think about the past, hyper-personalization at scale really was a luxury. Now it's starting to become an expectation at the enterprise level. We have customers that are expecting content, service, and experiences all tailored to their very unique preferences. And Gen AI enables this without having to manually tag data. You don't have to build massive content libraries. So it's truly becoming an engine behind loyalty and growth from a customer standpoint. And another key factor of Gen AI is that decision-making is no longer dependent on static dashboards. So you can truly, as an executive or business analyst, start to interrogate your data conversationally with generative AI. And this allows you to really simulate your scenarios and extract predictive insights from both structured and unstructured sources. So this truly starts to unlock that speed and agility at the leadership level. And when we talk about empowering employees, we're really talking about redesigning workflows. So Gen AI agents can automate the low-value administrative load, and that gives your employees more time to operate in their zones of creativity, strategy, and empathy. So it's not just about cost savings. It's truly about how do we unlock the full potential of human creativity and capital. And last but not least, of course, innovation. So Gen AI is helping organizations go from creative insights and R&D to iteration faster. You can think of Gen AI as an accelerant for ideation, prototyping, and also your go-to-market execution strategies. Now, before we dive into specific use cases, it's very essential to understand how to actually evaluate working with Gen AI. The most successful use cases tend to share four very distinct characteristics. So first, those use cases are repeatable cognitive tasks. So think about this as tasks that involve reasoning, logic, or structured language. Things like email drafting, summarizing long documents, or responding to common customer questions. These types of use cases often involve data that happens often, repetitively, and it follows a recognizable pattern. Second, your use case must be anchored in rich, accessible data. It's very important to note that Gen AI does not thrive in a vacuum. If you want to generate insights, responses, and recommendations, the model actually needs historical context, structured inputs, and reliable access to the relevant content that it needs to source. And the third consideration is ROI visibility, meaning can you actually measure the outcomes of the Gen AI implementation? And that could be, there's a wide variety of metrics we track. That could be everything from time saved, fewer support tickets, faster process turnaround. But the key here is that if you can't tie the Gen AI, very hard to justify scaling. And the final criteria when we think about how to select the right generative AI use case is about governance compatibility. Think of your wheelhouse of use cases and consider the fact that not every use case is created equal from a risk standpoint. So if you're handling PII, PHI, financial records, regulated, very selective about where and how generative AI is applied. Now, criteria for selecting Gen AI use cases, we can create a framework for this analysis. And the framework, the goal of it is to move us from abstract potential when it comes to Gen AI to practical prioritization of use cases. So when every team within your business is asking to leverage Gen AI in some sort of way, having a framework gives you a way to say, yes, but let's validate the value first.